Diamonds and Crafts. I am doing this week's WIP and chat different from my last one. The last one I had it set up, but I'm not feeling like being on camera today. So I've been working on this Josephine wall for the Josephine wall event, and I finally finished something I wanted to show. Something that looks like something. Yeah, so I'm excited. It was a lot of trial and error for me because I'm stubborn. I just wanted to start, and I thought my method of not really kitting up would work, but it's just way too many diamonds. I think it's 210. Yeah, it's I think it's 210. I don't know, I don't have the numbers, but yeah. So this side was just a trial and error. First I was trying like smaller pieces, but there's so much confetti that the switching was just really getting to me. And this is a pretty big section, but I don't feel, I don't get bored as quick when I have to switch out colors so often. And that's what was happening with the smaller sections. Because at least with this bigger section, I'll be doing it for a little bit. But I'm just going to refine as I go. I try to start from the last row and go up, and just so, you know, pick it and then do them all. But sometimes it's just whatever kind of jumps out at me the most, and then I go from there. So that's been working. Yeah, getting started was like, oh my gosh. And these symbols, so I had to get a light, because if I'm not working during the day, it's really hard to see. And I got it from Michael's, but then I found that Joann's had the same one in Sister Clothing. They ended up being like 40 to 60% off, but I had already opened this. But I did get a magnifying glass, and this one ended up being, oh, you can see it. So sometimes, I don't know, this isn't really, when I really can't see it, then I try to use it, but mainly this helps me out. So yeah, this is, I don't know what week it is of the event. I think it only goes through to like May 14th or something, 15th, something like that. But I'm gonna be out of town around the 10th, and I can't take this with me. So I think my plan, because first I went through Monday through Friday working on it, but it was getting too hard to see. Then I finally realized, oh, maybe I should get a lamp. And then I was just working on it on weekends, and some of my other projects during the week. But I think for this last 2 weeks, I'm going to try to work on it every day. Just so maybe at least I can get this section finished before I leave. And then that will be my last photo. I think I forgot to enter this week's for prizes. I'm going to have to go back and look because I don't remember. I looked at the videos, but I don't think I commented. But, you know, they do weekly videos, and then there's a grand prize. Haven't won anything yet. Yeah, I think, see, it's, okay. I was trying to see if there was any more of this symbol. See, I think this might not be the best project for a whip and chat. At least not for me, because I'm too busy concentrating. At least if it was one color, I could keep talking instead of getting distracted the way that I am. So I had to, because I usually use the legend when it's not this big, and I have to keep it rolled up. But that's just what I ended up having to do. It was rolled, I guess it would be vertically. I don't know. It was rolled the other way, and that just didn't work. So, because I was gonna go up, but that didn't work because of the space I have. So I wrote it coming this way, coming down. But then now I can't see the legend, and that wasn't working anyway. I kit up by DMC number, which sometimes comes out to the numbers that they have, but the way that the legend doesn't have the numbers like the stickers had, and I ended up cutting off a lot of them. I don't know if that was conscious or not, but that's why I usually look by DMC. So I had to get it printed on paper because I couldn't figure out a good way to see it. I know some people kit up by the symbols and categories, and I was gonna do that, but on my paper, I was like, okay, maybe some other time to experiment like that. But I think it probably would still bother me. It's a little OCD that I need things to be in order. So that's why, as logical as that seems to do it that way, my brain would not allow me to do it that way. So I have to keep it in order. So here we are. I even like the color, keeping it by color for certain projects. I think it was Katie with Diamonds and Washi, what she did. And she would just go to the colors, and then within the colors, maybe she had a DMC once it was within the colors. But this is too scattered to do that. Maybe something like that, because colors would bring it down to smaller categories. Some of these symbols. The printing, now this is my second canvas with the one with the diamond art. And I don't remember everything seeming so small. It was also a round. So, you know what? I didn't think of that when I was first thinking, like, why does this seem so small? I know rounds are larger. So, yeah, well, that explains why that experience was different. Because I am definitely like, oh my gosh. So, yeah, I hope everyone had a good week. I'm filming this on a Sunday. I haven't gotten sorry. I am back. I've actually did this whip and chat in 2 days because someone was playing, I guess I should say my roommate was playing the TV that's right outside my door. And and it was kind of too loud. And instead of like, hey, I'm trying to record a video in here, I also had forgotten to put my mic on. I use my headphones for mic as a mic. And then I think it may have sounded like I was also whispering. I listened to some of the audio, so hopefully the whole thing is fine. But I just wanted, so I'm not going to be long this part, but I did work on it. So if it seems like 1 second, there's some little, and then there's a little bit more a little bit later. I don't know if this is the best way. I don't know. I think, you know, it's all just trial and error trying to get things done. But I am, and I think I started to say that I am doing this row and then filling in for whatever I have. So I have two methods. Whatever symbol jumps out at me in this section, I work on that. And then once they stop jumping out at me, I just go line by line and start to fill it in. Do I think that I'm missing some? Yes. But I think this is working out better than it did before, because I felt like I was not getting anything. I had like a really, like probably a little small section, but I was starting from the end, and it was just too frustrating because of so much color blocking, going back and forth. But there's sometimes I try to have at least, see, I don't have at least one drill, because then when I see a symbol, I can just put it on there. But sometimes, see, like now, when I come back, there you go, I don't see it anymore. I don't think I will do this black and white canvas again. Now I know some of the mystery kits, that's why I got it, because I thought, this is before I actually had a mystery kit, and they said, oh, it's like a mystery kit. I was like, oh, this will be fun. Even though I know what the image is, it'll be fun. But maybe it's better when it's not so many drills and so much color blocking. But sometimes, okay, I didn't have a drill on there. Sometimes I just don't see it. I don't see it. And that's what was getting frustrated when I would do such small sections. Well, two things. I do small sections, and then it'll be one, and then even in that section, if it's like 10 rows, it'll be another one, but I already put it up because I didn't see it the first time, and I'm gonna be here forever doing it that way. There were some rows, some symbols that had more than two next to each other, so I can do a multiplacer, but sometimes, see, like that's two together. I just keep it moving. It doesn't have to be perfect. I never want to lose sight of why I do this. I don't want it to become a chore, because then nothing. I talked about, I didn't do very well this past weekend with buying kits. I swear, and even Diamond Club, it seemed like some of the kits that they've issued recently were less expensive than they would normally be for something that size. But hey, I mean, that's good for us as well. But I convinced myself that I needed to help small businesses, and I bought more canvases last week. Although I was at my limit, I keep telling myself, especially the companies that take longer to deliver, that just means I got to work through more before they come in 6 weeks. Now, is that the case for everything I bought? Of course it's not. But I'm going against another thing I said this year, that I was going to avoid being in so many events, because last year that's how, I mean, it's not totally how, I'm just slow, but I would, even when the event was over, I wouldn't keep working on it. The only one I did enter that you had to have a finish at the end was Drills and Shields. And honestly, that was only the only one. Okay, I finished maybe 3 last year. So, but I still had at least, I don't know what was all started last year. Yeah, I had quite a few that wasn't started. That I started that wasn't finished. One of them I started, I had just started diamond painting, and I picked up probably the biggest kit that I should have picked something smaller. But it'll get done. I have faith. I just have to stop getting in these events. So this is part of the Josephine wall. Of course, this is would be the 200 color event, but you don't have to finish it. But I entered it so I could get started because I bought this last year. So that's the one reason I get into these events, because it'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let me pull this out. I actually had to get it out of storage because that's where a lot of my paintings are. Now you would think because I'm kind of in between homes that would stop me from buying. No, my car is looking like a storage unit. Well, some of them inside, because then it was cold outside, so I was kind of okay with them being in storage. And it's funny, I can't remember whose video it was, but she was trying to research our diamond paintings okay in storage, and someone told her, which is a good point, that a lot of these canvases are in warehouses. Like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. And they're not like, now the cold is one thing, but I'm sure they're not really that hot. And I don't have a temperature controlled unit, but I don't think it's gonna get very hot. So yeah, I'm actually doing this as a quick on my lunch break. Yeah, part of my lunch break. I don't know if I could do this every day. Probably if it was something smaller. But when I was talking about I shouldn't have been buying, I have a cart full of stuff for the site that has just crystal canvases. And they're supposed to be having an event as well. Did I need 5 canvases for this event? No. But this has to be it. I have to. Now I know, when you try to totally restrict yourself, you end up, going over. And so I always try to put an exception on everything. Like I said, that exception before was I have to help out the small businesses. Like I need to help out myself, right? Because, cost of things and blah, blah, blah. But that is why I ended up buying more than necessary, not more. And then, not that, we all should not compare ourselves to other people, but hobbies, a lot of people have hobbies, and this is my hobby, and I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy having the different canvases, but I do need to, when I say it out loud, like I need to at least do like 50 kits before I feel comfortable of trying to buy anything else. But how long is it going to take me to do 50 kits? Probably 5 years. And but for me to have that many, I don't know why did I think I was going to be some kind of speed person. I admire those people who can do 30 kits. Now, I do think I will get more than I did last year, which was 3. done. Especially with the minis. I've already finished 2 minis. I did one. I need to do my month in review video, but I've done, no, take that back. I've done 3 minis. One of them I started in 2024. I finished 3 minis and 1 canvas, the tarot card for Jaded Gem Shop. And that's kind of going to be my plan to reduce my stash, is to work on all the smaller canvases. And do I have more big ones than small? Yes, I do. But, you know, any progress is progress. Now with the minis, I just have to talk myself out of buying more when I see it getting smaller, because I like having them when I need a break. But maybe after I finish the 2, so there's 2 that for the mini. Oh, I forgot I was in the Mini Madness event. But I did, the goal was you had to do at least 6 to get in the grand prize, but I didn't do 6 in one kit. I did 2 each from 4 different kits. So now I'm going back to finish those kits. So I finished 2 of the 4. So maybe after I do that, I should just make a goal. Okay, I have to rethink that. Why I say I had to rethink it. I was gonna say make a goal of finishing 1 set of minis a month, but some of my paint gems have more than 6. So either I need to do 2 Diamond Art Clubs if I do that way, and then then be 12, and then or just 1 paint gem. I could do it like that. So 1. Yeah, I would think that last paint gem actually had 16 in it, but yeah, the goal, keeping the goal of 1, if it spill over, you know, it spills over, but to start 1 every month. Let's just say it like that. So if it spill over to the next month, before the end of the month, I can start a new one. But at least a new one every month. I like that. I'm gonna have to, it's recorded, I'm gonna have to write that down. Because my goals and how I do things keep changing. See, this is one where this symbol, I just don't see it anymore. So I've been kind of sitting looking for the same symbol. And as soon as I put the drills back in, I'm gonna see like 10 of them. But I just don't see it right now. So how long have I talked? Talked about 15 minutes. Okay, and I think maybe I should stop right here, because once I add what I recorded yesterday, I think that should bring me close to 30 minutes. Yeah. I was worried. No, it's still sticky. I was worried that you know, having it exposed so much, this is how I determine my size. It's not quite right, but to have it exposed. And Jaded Gem Shop gives you these nice large ones. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go look on the sites that make these release papers, but I haven't seen any quite this big. So if you're watching this and you know of a company that make them this big, because as of right now, I just went to all my Jaded Gem Shop canvases. I had opened the box and then took them out. So now I can, but you know, so you see up there, you can see it. Up here, these are the ones I bought Yeah, I don't know how many inches this is, but I like these really big ones. But anyway, that is it for today. And if you made it to the end, thank you. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you want to hear more of my ramblings and what I'm working on, I'm excited to show some of my purchases. I was trying to wait for all my Jaded Gem shops, the tarot cards. I've gotten all the ones that have been released to just do one video with all of them. And then I posted the video of what I got from my Diamond Art Club anniversary. And what else am I waiting for to come in? But yeah, that's kind of it. But thanks for watching. Bye.